subscribe. Tariq Radio. Like and subscribe.
Yeah, what's going on, Tariq? Yeah, I wanted to go back to the white people and questioning our inventions because I found it kind of funny that when you really look at white history, they LARP on the Middle Ages the most because that's the Middle Ages. They took a lot from the Moors at that point, but if you really look into a lot of their history, it was a lot of filth and defecation of soiled reeds and poop floors, and they avoided it with heels and princess dresses, and they hid it under their fans to cover their faces to hide their stanky breath.
Mm.
These Europeans were known for bad yellow teeth well into the 90s, and that's what Austin Powers would poke fun of in a lot of his movies and stuff like that. Um, Hitler even acknowledged that there was a lack of ancient history when it came to the Europeans, like when it came to white people. And we understand that everything around us is from a natural standpoint. It's all nature. Everything has to be mixed to some degree. Egyptians even use geopolymer and natron and limestone to make a lot of their tools and the pyramids. So we understand that in order to build with nature, you have to understand nature. We understood that alchemy and chemistry involved. A lot of that to be involved in the history and the killing of witches. We never had that as part of our culture because we never confused science for magic in our land.
There you go. Real good stuff, brother. Yeah, man. We understood chemistry. We understood that. And we understood nature. That's where the hoodoo thing comes in. We understood chemistry, nature, and that was shocking to the white supremacists. Let's get Caleb in here. Caleb,
Good day, everyone.
hey Caleb, how are you?
All good. Not a white man, I'm not an Asian man, just a black man in South Africa.
You're a black man in South Africa. Why do you have Asian words on your thing?
Hey, man, with media, social media, and everything going around the world, sometimes you have to camouflage who you are. Try and avoid issues and,
But
propaganda on social media.
slow down. Just a little dude from South Africa. You're not like a secret agent or something. What do you have to camouflage yourself for?
Not a secret agent or anything. It's just that I'm running businesses in South Africa, so to be part of social media sometimes and using your name and standing for your people, it closes down opportunities for you in South Africa
Look
specifically.
like you might be catfishing. Are you pretending to be an Asian woman so that you can get some people to send you some money?
No, 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 definitely not. I'm just saying I'm really happy that you guys are engaging in such platform to empower black people. I heard this other brother talking about how people really appreciate.
Oh, what happened to you, brother? Okay. I don't know what happened to you, brother. Let's get Jason Liu in here. Jason Liu. Jason Liu. Hop in, Jason. Let's unmute that microphone. All right, Jason, let's unmute that microphone. Jason, let's unmute it. And while we're waiting on you to unmute that microphone, let's get Afro Puffs in here. While we're waiting on Jason, Afro Puffs, hop in. Afro Puffs, what's happening? All right.
Hi. Can you hear me?
Hey, beloved, how are you, Afro Puffs?
I'm fine. Just real quick, just two things. One is about I said math show and Captain Tazariak, the Black Israelite. So I think I heard you say you were considering going on math show.
Yeah, yeah, because I think a few people who know them said, they wouldn't mind having me on. So, it's
Well, them New Yorkers, they don't believe in fighting fair.
Mm,
So I'm older than you. I'm just, if you could reconsider just for your safety, but
mm.
because they're not fear fighters. They don't care how they want to, take you out or take you down. So, and then Captain Tazariak, he was his show earlier today because it came up on my through my algorithm. Um, he thinks that, and he spoke highly of you, but whenever, if you do get a chance to talk to him again to make him understand that FBA is a lineage, he was on there saying that it was a group, basically kind of echoing what Fat Joe said on Math Show.
Mm.
So, but I think it's more of him not understanding, because he said he liked you, he met you, he liked you, but yeah, I just think he needs some understanding.
Yes, indeed.
And
Thank you.
okay,
Yeah, but
sure.
they know it's
Oh,
no Black Americans is not a group. It's not an organization. Everybody knows that. Everybody has said that it is a lineage. It has never meant anything else except a lineage. Anybody saying that it is a group, they are not being honest with you. It is not a group. It is not an organization. It is no leader. Cannot be the leader of a lineage. Foundational Black Americans, for the umpteenth time, is just a name for Black Americans who don't have immigrant backgrounds, or at least one parent who don't have an immigrant background, whose lineage can trace to the foundation of this country. That's all it is. There are no chapters, there's no monthly membership fees, it's none of that. It is a lineage, nothing more, nothing less. You cannot be the leader of a lineage. And a lot of people have a problem with that because that excludes people. When you make power moves, and you make power moves by defining what your culture is, and that's what we've done. We've defined our culture on our own terms instead of sitting up here letting people name us like we're their damn property. We decided what the culture is going to be based on lineage. We have a unique lineage that everybody's aware of. I want y'all to understand, FBA family, people are aware of our lineage. They have names for our lineage. Akada is a term for us. You understand? Little terms like that. They know our lineage. And even when people start saying the N word, a lot of people think that's exclusive to us here on the soil. Because I've noticed, I've heard this, and this is very interesting. Some non FBA foreigners, I saw this dude on Twitter talking about some people at his job. He's Nigerian. He said, somebody used the N word, and he laughed it off because he was like, hey, that ain't me. I'm Nigerian. You understand what I'm saying? So a lot of foreign blacks who are non FBA, when a white supremacist using these derogatory words like the N word and all that, a lot of them don't think the white supremacists are talking about them. You understand what I'm saying? They don't think that the white supremacists are actually talking about them. It's very interesting. It's a very interesting dynamic. MRK, hop in.
Yo, Ty,
What's
what
up,
up,
Playboy?
yo?
How are you?
Yo, I'm amazing, man. It's a beautiful thing to actually get on here and actually talk
Yes,
to you,
sir.
man.
Are you from New York,
Um,
right?
I felt I'm from New York. I'm from South Jamaica, Queens, born and raised,
Yes,
South
indeed.
Road.
What's on your mind?
Look, my whole life, my grandmother always told me that I'm not African, right? Like she used to go hard about people calling me African American. She used to make sure that I correct people when they
Yeah,
call me that. She always told me to tell people I'm
yeah,
American. She showed me her father's birth certificate from like 19, I want to say like 1905 or something to that
yeah.
effect. His birth certificate just says American. It doesn't say anything else other than American.
Mm,
But he's melanated like, like me, like you. But his birth certificate doesn't say African American. It just says
yeah,
American. And I bring that, as of lately, I've noticed the difference between people, like between what are we calling it? Cultures, race? What are we calling it at this point?
Ethnic groups.
Ethnic groups. Okay. Well, I'm from South Jamaica, and growing up, I noticed my community get destroyed. Right, like the drug dealers, the kingpins. They came in with the drugs, or whoever brought the drugs in, and wiped the community out. Like where I'm from in South Jamaica, New York, used to be black. Used to be black people everywhere. And I'm not talking about foreigners at risk. I'm talking about black
Yeah,
Americans. But now there's no more. It's like when the drugs came in, we got the junkies. Junkies came, and the ancestors that had property and stuff, they lost the property and everything to the city.
yeah,
And now the whole community is Guyanese, or it's Haitian, or it's Nigerian. And the way they look at the blacks is amazing. Their nose is in the air, and they treat, I would speak from my standpoint, they treat us like we're not on their level.
yeah,
And I find that amazing, because you're an immigrant. How can you come where I'm from, where I belong, and treat me like we're not equal?
yeah. And you know what? And the reason why a lot of people are kicking, thank you for the call. The reason why people have this vitriol after we've been sat here and helped so many people, um, when you help people and you elevate them and you bring them up from filth and you have a steady foundation, they become resentful because you having to help them creates an unequal balance. You're not equals. They feel that these foundational Black Americans had to help me, they had to fight for me. These people had to stand on business. Let me tell you something. These tethers know that we had to fight these white supremacists. They weren't fighting them. They know that every crumb they get, it was because of us putting the foot down. We made a lane for any melanated person to come over here and eat. We did that. Somebody had to stand on business. Somebody had to stand up to these white supremacists and say, hey, you're going to have to give it up. Somebody do that. And that was us doing that. They they didn't have that in their spirit. They didn't have it in their spirit over there in their homeland. That's why the white and Asian minority can get over there and just smack them around. I'm not trying to be mean spirited. I'm not. I'm not trying to be mean.
Hey, Tariq.
What's up, KT? I was cooking, but you cut me off. But what's on your mind, man?
Hey, ever since I've been listening to you for years, man. I remember I've been listening so far back. I remember when you had pulled up one of these videos with this little young kid over there in the UK with the knife trying to throw a pity party. Remember that? Give me a knife.
Oh,
Remember that?
Australia.
It was so
Yeah, yeah,
funny. That was the funniest. But yeah, I was just saying, like, uh, ever since we ever since I started looking at asking people like where they from, a lot of the negative cats who I run into, they are not from here.
yeah.
It's like the ones who grew from who grew up here, the FBAs. I'm calling from Raleigh, North Carolina. Yeah, so a lot of the people. Oh man, I got disconnected.
Go ahead. I hear you.
Yeah, so yeah, a lot of the people with the negative vibes running around lying and what I'm saying, doing foul stuff, thinking they supposed to get some kind of big up on it. Like, it's just weird, like how much negativity they bring over here that I just don't be feeling when I find out who they really are, where they come from. A lot of it comes from the Caribbean. And you know, I talk to a lot of African cats, and my story's a little bit different because I'm a foundational Black American, but my dad was involved in like civil rights and stuff like that as a kid. So he named all of us African names. So
Yeah.
I've seen how I was given opportunities just based on me having a African last name and them thinking of me as being a potential tether. You know
Oh,
what I
wow.
mean? Yeah, so I've been I peep the game out and I do the math and I think, and you've taught me how to think in a lot of other different ways, and I'm gonna keep on listening to you. And hopefully the other listeners who are listening can get as much knowledge as I've gotten from you. And I appreciate you, bro. We love you.
Thank you so much, man. I appreciate you. Yeah, man. Our thing is, as foundational Black Americans, we stop this thing where we have to look to ancient Africa for our history. No, no, no. Our history is phenomenal right here. That's the thing that I've always wanted to emphasize as a historian. I know how phenomenal our history is right here on this land. Who is this? Violent?
Oh, hey, Tariq.
How you doing, Violent?
Hey, so I know you get a lot of like people on here that like tethers and trolls that try to like claim that you're divisive and stuff, but like I've been listening to you for years and I agree with a lot of what you say, but I would just like to I know we can have like a friendly conversation, right?
Of
Like
course, of course.
and I just want to call you out on something. Just one thing. Is that okay with you?
Okay. And by the way, where's your family from?
Oh, I'm half Asian. My mother's Japanese and my father is Irish American.
So have you been to Japan?
No, but I have been planning on it actually for years now.
So your
I just haven't had it so
so
far.
your father's Japanese.
No. My father's
Oh
Irish.
yeah, yeah, okay. Your mother's Japanese.
Yeah.
So you would be what they call a Hapa.
Yeah, I have.
Okay. All right. So you wanted to call me out on what?
Okay. So you tend to do this thing where you say that tethers aren't just someone from from Africa or the Caribbean. But then you say in another instance, in some of your streams on YouTube and Twitter and such, you say those Haitians over there, or you like try to brush you try to brush off any sort of like criminal element of Black Americans onto Haitians. And I think it's inaccurate to just claim all crime is like due to the Haitian population in the US. I just think.
Come on now, you're talking in bad faith. I've never.
Oh, come on, Tariq, come on.
What do you mean, come on? I've never said that. That's a bad faith argument. I've never said all the crime is because of the damn Haitians. I never said that. I never said anything remotely close like that. Why would you tell that lie?
It, I might be getting a little bit of misleading information. I'm just saying,
Why
like,
that lie? That's a blatant lie. That's a blatant lie. Now you're being a deceptive white man. Now you're being a stereotype. That's a stereotype, a white man who's being deceptive. That's not a good look, sir. Aren't you trying to clean up your image? Aren't you trying to give the impression that you're somewhat honest? You just walk right into the stereotype. That's a very deceptive thing. I've never said anything remotely close to that. Yeah, you got FBAs who commit crime all the time. You got it, but you have a lot of non-FBA people who commit crimes. Now, do you have Haitian ancestry? Because that's real weird for a so-called.
not at all,
So why would you
none.
be offended by that? That's interesting.
I'm not offended. I'm just saying, like, you do tend to blame immigrants for literally everything.
No, I don't.
You kind of do.
No, sir, I do not do that. I do not blame immigrants for everything. I don't.
I mean,
I
it's
blame
like,
the white supremacists for damn near everything. I do that, but not immigrants. I'm the white supremacists, they're responsible for a lot of negative things that happen to us. Now, if you said that, I would agree. I do blame.
I do agree. White people do a lot of heinous stuff to the Black community. I do agree with that.
Right.
I'm I it's like I just want to say
Go ahead.
it's like I think you're undermining your own movement to like unify the whole community, the Black community in America, when you say like some silly stuff like, oh, like this mugshot of a dude, his forehead is like not of our lineage. Like, that's silly, man.
Not silly, because in many cases it's accurate. Yeah, people's mugshots. We're like, hey, wait a minute. what's his last name? And then it's some foreign last name. We're like, oh, okay, that's some non-FBA nonsense. Yeah, there's a lot. Look, there's a case now up in New York where some people, I think it's New York, I think that's where it was. They were squatting, somebody's squatting in somebody's backyard or whatever, and they're having a hard time getting these people out. They, it's some black folks who put a chain up, and now the people are trying to get them out the damn backyard. And the woman start talking. It's some damn African immigrant woman. Yeah, so there's a lot of people who do stuff. We're not absorbing nobody else's bullshit. That's our thing. So we're asking questions when we see a janky, weird crime. Yes, we're asking questions. Asking questions. We're not absorbing none of that shit. We're gonna be like, hey, that's not a no. Don't y'all put it under black. Say what it is. That's an immigrant. That's an African immigrant. That's a Caribbean immigrant. But y'all not gonna dump your crimes under the banner of blackness no more. Because what happens is they want to be all together when it's a crime, but if they go out and get a PhD, they delineate. They make sure, well, hey, shout out to Nigeria. Oh, shout out to Jamaica. So they delineate when it's positive, but when they commit crimes, they want to be under the black umbrella. And we're saying, no, we're going to have the same energy across the board. There's nothing wrong with that, right?
Yeah, okay. I do agree. I do agree that there are a sector of black immigrants that do commit crime and try to like paint it as a bad image on the foundation of black American community. I do agree with that. Like the Somalis in Minnesota, I guess that's one example.
Say that they do big sweeps of them. It'd be like 30 or 40 of them getting arrested. And you look at the mugshots and it's all black. Like, no, look at them foreheads. No, look at them last names. No. Those are Somali immigrants. Say it for what it is. They're not FBA. I'm not absorbing nobody's garbage at all. Go ahead.
Yeah. You, Tariq, you and I can go back and forth about this. I'll just like ask one more thing. Is that all right with you?
Yes, go ahead, sir.
Okay, so your definition of I'm gonna repeat this, and can you say if it's accurate? And I'm just gonna like compare it to something else. Like you say, the definition of a tether is not someone of African or Caribbean lineage, but it's someone who is of African or Caribbean lineage and undermines the foundational Black American community in a negative way. Is that basically the definition of a tether?
Over and over again. That's what a tether is. Yeah, that's what a tether is.
Okay. Then also I'll say this then. I do believe your definition of a tether can conflict with someone like Nipsey Hussle. Nipsey Hussle, while he was a good man, you do agree he did commit crimes in his past and and he is Eritrean, right? He has Eritrean lineage.
Dad was Eritrean. His mother was FBA.
Yeah. Do you agree that he did commit crime in the past and therefore percepted an image onto the Black community which is negative, and therefore he, by your definition, could possibly be a tether?
No, Nipsey helped the community. Nipsey, unfortunately, a lot of us in LA were victims of circumstances, but at a young age, he realized, and this is what made him so phenomenal, he realized he had to cycle himself out the streets and used his resources to build the community. And that's exactly what he did. So he was an exemplary example of what to do and how to do the right thing. He was a phenomenal young man, and that was my brother. He had a lot of respect for me. He always showed me the utmost respect, and he was the furthest thing from a damn. You understand?
Okay, so you're basically saying that whatever bad Nipsey did is outweighed by the overall good he did for the FBA community. Is that what you're saying?
Yes, he did way more good than bad.
Understood. Okay.
And
Yeah,
what did he do bad? And what did he do bad?
I mean, the dude was in a gang, so
right. What did he do bad in the gang? He never killed him.
I assume he did some. I assume he robbed people. That at the very least.
I don't know about that, but yeah, there's a lot of gang members. I know a whole bunch of gang members who don't go around robbing people. They really solid dudes. A lot of them are real solid guys. They just happen to live on a street that has a gang, and they kind of protect the block and make sure that people around the neighborhoods are protected. I know gang members who work for the city out here in LA. So all gang members ain't running around robbing people. A lot of the gangsters out here get money. They got hustles and stuff going on, but they're not creeping up in people's windows and all that goofball shit, you know? So yeah, the stereotypes you have about certain gang members and all of that, some of that comes from the Hollywood stuff. It's a whole different ball game out here. That makes sense?
Yeah. I guess that makes sense. Yeah. Yeah, I do believe this was a productive chat. Yeah. Thanks for having me on, Tariq.
Thank you so much. Yeah, man. Let me look. Yeah, Nipsey was a solid dude. Nipsey was never no grimy nigga. Nipsey was never no grimy dude. He's always been a solid dude. Yeah, he was down with the 60s and all that. But yeah, I know there's a lot of these street dudes who's connected with different sets who are solid dudes. I was driving the other day. I was over in Century City, and some guys recognized me, some guys working for the city, some sanitation workers, and these dudes had teardrop tattoos. These were some straight up gangsters, but they work for the city. LA is funny like that. You have a lot of former gang members who have these real weird jobs, or these, they'll work for the city. Um, they're like a manager at Starbucks. It's real funny in LA. You never know what you'll see. Yeah. But yeah, they saw me and they were shouting me out. And these dudes had all types of gang tattoos, and they were straight up working for the city. And these dudes were clearly some hardcore bangers. They were getting their money. They're doing the right thing, working square jobs, which is good. Doing the right thing. When we have our events, we have some of the neighborhood hustlers come through, show love and respect. They come and bring food. We have the hustlers come down and bring gifts for people. Yeah, so just because out here in LA, I can only speak for the LA politics, just because a guy was affiliated or is affiliated with a certain neighborhood gang, that don't mean he's creeping up in windows and all of that stuff. We know cats. Yeah, my brother McCall just hit me up. Yeah, we know cats who do gang interventions, and they employ people. Some of the gangsters have had me come down and do lectures at certain spots. You know what I'm saying? Looking out for the kids and looking out for the community. They didn't pay to come have me come out and chop up game with folks and show screenings of my movies and the whole shebang. So yeah, forget about it. It ain't all about them weird stereotypes.
From New York Times bestselling author Tariq Nasheed comes Foundational Black American Race Baiter, the groundbreaking book shaking up the conversation on race in America. As one of the most influential voices for Black Americans today, Nasheed exposes the tactics used to manipulate, subjugate, and control Black communities. In this powerful read, Tariq Nasheed equips you with the knowledge to resist injustice and reclaim your narrative. Don't miss out on the book that's redefining the game. Foundational Black American Race Baiter, available now at officialfba.com. Get your copy today.